sit down and prepare for another spookerific review as we have a look at the Matchbox Collectibles Character Car Collection Universal Studios, the Wolfman. This would be the other one released from the folks over at Matchbox back in, I believe, 2000, if memory serves me correctly from looking at Frankenstein. Yes, 2000, and Mattel. Down below it says, "We are dedicated to quality products." It's debatable. This is the Wolfman, the other one, and I'm surprised that they didn't release a Dracula. Although, maybe they did, I just don't see it on the back of the package. And where I picked this up was some of the darkest places on this entire planet Earth. eBay. I bought this on eBay, and actually they only had the two. I don't think there was ever a Dracula available. Maybe there was a Dracula available. If they didn't, totally missed the ball. Of all the characters that you would think would come with a die-cast vehicle, I would think a Dracula or vampire, Count Dracula, would have come with a hearse. Makes perfect sense. Didn't, doesn't, and now we're just looking at the Wolfman. Recommend for ages 8 and up. There's the side of the package. It's got the Wolfman. Oh, says the Wolfman. On the back. There are some questions. Let me pose this to you. If you do not get it, don't worry, I'm not going to claim your soul, or will I? The questions are, tune in and take the Character Car Collection Trivia question number 1. What famous actor bites Lon Chaney Jr. in the 1941 version of the Wolfman? In what region of the UK does most of the Wolfman take place? And question 3, what does Chaney's character Larry Talbot turn into? Oh, when does Chaney's character, Larry Talbot, that makes more sense, turn into a werewolf? I'm sure probably at least one of those you guys should be able to figure out. The first one is Bela Lugosi. The second one is Wales. And the third one is during a full moon. You can head over to www.matchbox.com if you want to do that. But that's your packaging. Oh, let's open this up. Have a look at the Wolfman. So here's the Wolfman. As you can see, he is standing atop of perhaps another delivery vehicle. I don't know what he would be delivering. Dog biscuits? I don't know. Maybe a pet grooming. Oh, pet grooming. Pet grooming. We'll go with pet grooming. Pet grooming, door-to-door salesperson. Groom your dog, your cat. Doesn't like cats as much, but dogs, take them out. Shampooing. Nice brushing. Put a little bow, a little pretty bow. He may eat the dog too. I don't know, but you know, you get what you pay for. Dog grooming service. We'll go with that. If you can think of a better, cooler, more interesting thing that this Wolfman would be a part of a business for, let me know down below. For your truck, it is a small vintage truck. Once again, very cheap on the tires. Cheapy on the tires. They're very flimsy plastic. The carriage, undercarriage of the vehicle is also plastic. That cannot at least be said for the rest of the vehicle. The vehicle is a metal, die-cast metal, and you can see that there is the Wolfman on both sides. I don't know, he's become very corporate lately. The original Wolfman was all about hiding his identity and hiding the fact that he was a Wolfman, living in the shadows. Now, since becoming corporate, he's really out there. Always advertising, putting flyers out there, business cards. Usually they're covered in drool and saliva and pieces of things that he's eaten. But he's gone very corporate, I have to admit. Just before we look at the character on the top, a couple of comparisons here. There he is next to Frankenstein. Yeah, you know, it looks a little better, I think, having the Wolfman on top versus Frankie here just kind of dragging the vehicle. I still don't know what he's doing. Of the two vehicles, I kind of like Frankenstein's vehicle just a little bit more, the design of it at least, than I do the Wolfman's. Of course, they couldn't use the same vehicle. They could. Nowadays, they would just use the same mold. But back then, I mean, they'd used two different vehicles, so I like that at least. But of the two, I think I have to admit, Wolfman looks a little better. Just a little bit better. Sorry, Frankie. I'll just put you over there. Go continue to drown children and save cats. Here's the Wolfman perched on top of the roof of said vehicle. Looks quite good. There's some nice detailing there on the mane or hairy head portion of the Wolfman. Giant sideburns on the sides. Well, it's basically all of its fur, but it kind of looks like, I always thought it looked like sideburns. I work with people that look like this. Don't laugh, that's not that far off. Coloring, he's got kind of an olive green shirt, not ripped, I might add, so you can see that he cares about his business. He goes out there dressed to the nines, and You know, dog grooming. That's a very competitive business. You don't want to get out there and just kind of half job it. You know, you want to put a full effort into that, because, you know, there's always competition right around the corner. He'll probably eat most of the competition, but whatever competition is left really then relies on presentation, customer service, and presentation. If the very least he's drooling all over his customers, that's not that bad. He just could rip you apart. And there's the back of the figure. I mean, it doesn't come off of the vehicle. It does, but that would involve you breaking it. You don't want to do that. The vehicle rolls perfectly fine. Not the same can be said. Well, I guess the same could be said for Frankie, because his feet are off the ground, just enough that they were smart enough to make it so at least the vehicles were able to roll. Without that, all hope would be lost. Certainly all hope would be lost for competitive business. Competition would just continue to flourish, continue to grab new clientele, because here you are, you're struggling in a vehicle service where, especially Frankie, the vehicle can't go anywhere. And that's basically 85% of how business works. You got to be able to go out there to the customer clientele. Again, not so. The Frankie was okay, but I think honestly the Wolfman is just a little bit better. Oh, by the way, sponsor and support the Wolfman dog grooming service. If not, he'll eat your dog. The only thing I think is a missed opportunity is, once again, they didn't do a Dracula. I feel like that's something that would have been a given, and yet they didn't do that. Maybe they did. I haven't seen it, though. Maybe such a thing doesn't exist, or does it? Maybe in the dark, recessed areas of the mind. I don't know where I'm going. Today, nonetheless, though, we were having a look at the Matchbox. This was the Character Car Collection Universal Monsters, and this was the Wolfman. Ho! Stay tuned, guys. More spooktacular videos coming to you this month of Spottober. Stay tuned for that. I know a lot of people wait all year round for videos to be coming onto this channel. I hope you watch videos all the rest of the year as well. But Spottober specifically, everybody gets on board and wants to see the spooky videos. Spooky videos, more to follow. Lots more videos heading your way during the month of Spottober. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.